Assalamualaikum and good day, students. Now we continue for our lesson for chapter 2. The learning outcomes for this chapter, you should be able first is to define and identify the concept of strategic information systems, define and explain about the Porter's 5 competitive forces that determine industry structure. Next is you will be able to identify the competitive strategy for business organizations and explain how information systems provide competitive advantage. The outline of the chapter. The purpose is to demonstrate how IS can be used to help organizations develop competitive strategies by adopting Porter's competitive forces model. Next, the first section, it provides an overview of the concept of strategic information system. The second section is describe the Porter's competitive forces model. And the third section is examine the strategic uses of IS and the key features of strategic IS. As you can see in this slide, this is Porter competitive forces model. Understanding about this Porter 5 forces, actually this tool was created by Harvard Business School from Professor Michael Porter. So this model has been named by the developer, which is Professor Michael Porter. Actually, this model is the objective of this model is to analyze an industry's attractiveness and likely profitability. So since its publication in 1979, it has become one of the most popular and highly regarded business strategy tools. So Porter recognized that organizations likely keep a close watch on their rivals, okay, but he encouraged them to look beyond the actions of their competitors and also examine what other factors could impact the business environment. So he identified these 5 forces that make up the competitive environment and which can erode your profitability. So these are the first one is competitive rivalry. Yeah? Competitive rivalry. So this look at the number and strength of your competitor. Okay, and then how many rival do you have? Who are they? And how does the quality of their product and service compare with yours? So where a rivalry is intense, the companies can attract customers with aggressive price cut and high impact marketing campaign. So also in market with lots of rivals, uh, your supplier and also your buyer can go elsewhere if they feel that they are not getting a good deal from you. So on the other hand, where competitive rivalry is minimal and no one else is doing what you do, then you will likely have tremendous strength, yeah, and healthy profit. So about the supplier power, yeah, about the supplier power, here is determined by how easy it is for your supplier to increase their price and how many potential supplier do you have. How unique is the product or service that they provide and how expensive will it be to switch from one supplier to another. So the more you have to choose from, yeah, so the easier it will be to switch to a cheaper alternative. But the view of supplier they are, so the more you need their help, and the stronger their position and their ability to charge you more, that can impact your profit. Yeah? Next is buyer power. Here, you can ask yourself how easy it is for buyers to drive your price down, and then how many buyers are there and how big are their orders. How much will it cost them to switch from your product and service to those of a rival? Okay, are your buyers strong enough to dictate terms to you? When you deal with only a few savvy customers, they have more power. But your power increases if you have many customers. And next is a trade of substitution. This refer to the likelihood of your customer finding a different way of doing what you do. Okay, for example, if you supply a unique software product, okay, that automates an important process, okay, and people may substitute it by doing the process manually or maybe outsourcing it. Yeah, so a substitution that is easy and cheap to make can weaken your position and also threaten your profitability. So next is about the threat of new entry. Yeah, threat of new entry here. Your position can be affected by people's ability to enter your market. So think about how easily this could be done. How easy is it to get a foothold in your industry or market? And how much will it cost? And how tightly is your sector regulated? So, if it takes little money and effort to enter your market and compete effectively, or if you have little protection for your key technology, then rivals can quickly enter your market and weaken your position. If you have strong and durable barriers to entry, uh, then you can preserve a favorable position and also take a fair advantage of it. So the fourth process is a threat of substitute products. So here the threat of substitute products occur when customer can easily switch to the competitors' products, and this affect the business organization profits and prices. Last one is bargaining power of supplier. So here, suppliers have bargaining power when they have the potential to increase the prices of input such as labor, raw materials and services, or the cost of industry in other ways. This is example of Porter's model for the food beverage five forces analysis. Here is example of McDonald's five forces analysis Porter's models. So in the competitive rivalry or competition, here the forces is the high number of firms, high aggressiveness of firms, and also the low switching costs. Meanwhile, for the forces bargaining power of buyers of customer is low of the switching costs, large number of providers, and also high availability of substitute. For the bargaining power of supplier, here is the large number of supplier, low forward vertical integration of supplier, and also the high overall supply. Next is threat of substitute or substitutions is the high substitute availability, low switching cost, and also the high performance to cost ratio of substitute. And the last one is threat or of new entrants or new entry. So here is more on the low switching costs, highly variable capital loss, and also high cost of brand development. And now, how we can choose the right generic. In this slide, you can see the role of information technology in